Edgewater is also talking about dogs and how they interact with people. The Edgewater Public Market announced this week it will no longer allow dogs in its food hall, blamed state health regulations. Well, those regulations haven't changed since the Edgewater Public Market in November opened up, so we are curious about the details. And if you're wondering why dogs would be allowed in a food hall at all, it's because state health inspectors cannot regulate the common areas in the food hall, just the individual business areas. So Edgewater Public Market is allowed to have dogs in the common areas. They told us today the real issue is they just couldn't manage all the dogs in there. So perhaps you've heard the state legislators are considering a new law that would allow dogs on restaurant patios across the state, provided the restaurant's okay with it. The bill that passed in the Senate is now waiting in the House would require a separate patio entrance for the dogs, and they couldn't be off leash on the patio. It's pretty similar to Denver's current rule.